Hello, my friend. Thanks for being here. I don't know why, it just felt really hard. Today felt really hard, and I think it's because I didn't know what to draw. Perhaps you have this problem. So I've done things a little bit differently today. I've actually already drawn my drawing, and I'm going to take you through the process because what I consistently forget is just showing up and doing a drawing of anything and just getting going is when I then get the ideas. I don't have the idea usually beforehand. Why do I forget this every single time? It doesn't help you with procrastination. That's maybe part of the process. I have to do that in order, it's like step one of the process. Step two is sitting down at the desk. But once I started creating this, I felt so much better. I felt like, oh yeah, bing, light bulb moment. That's right. I like drawing. It makes me feel good. And I do have ideas because now I can see something. I can work with something. And that's why I start with things like magazine pages or pages from a book, because it gives you something to start from rather than starting with a blank page. But today I have started with a blank page, and it really felt like it was sort of looming at me. You know, this gleamingly white page of nothingness, like sort of saying to me, hey, what you gonna draw? Have you got something to draw? Have you got any ideas? Oh, you haven't got any ideas? And it kind of makes you feel a little bit like a failure or like a failed artist, or a little bit of shame around that. Like, where's all my ideas? Why can't I come up with something? I'm supposed to be creative. So I took my own advice and just started where I was, with what I had, in a literal sense. And this feeling of doom, this feeling of looming kind of sense of guilt, like what are you going to do with that, kind of swirling around there. Again, in a literal sense. The person is of course me. I do love a me narrative. Don't know what that says about me, but here I am. I actually wanted to draw me sitting down, feeling really overwhelmed by all these thoughts that are like looming around me. When I was drawing her, I really felt like, actually no, I don't want to be this victim of the white page. So dramatic. We're going to tackle this. We're going to do something with this. We are going to express ourselves, me and this girl in the picture, also me. And we're going to do it. We're going to achieve. I'm going to achieve a drawing today of expression because that makes us feel good. So I really took a more powerful stance with her, and I loved that again, it just evolved out of drawing. You know, my intention was there, but I changed my mind halfway through, and I really like how it turned out. Don't know why she's wearing clogs, because I don't wear clogs, not sure where that came from. Love a high waist jean, a mom jean. And she's got a pencil, she's got a cape, because, you know, to be an artist you are essentially a superhero. Just FYI. Interestingly, there's no wind for the cape to fly. So it's a bit of a flat cape, but a cape nonetheless. I love bringing in collage, so I've really gone for using a lot of words in this sense because it felt like I had a lot of things going on in my head, particularly to-do lists and other things that I need to be doing. The words really felt like it expressed that busyness for me. So I really wanted to show the busyness of my thoughts. Yes, I'm a recovering overthinker. I like using different types of pages that have words on it, so not using all the same page with the words, being able to choose ones that have different colour backgrounds or different size of lettering or different fonts, and it just adds that extra bit of texture and interest. I also liked how I started to layer it. I really layered it around the picture because it sort of felt like when you've got something to do, but then another thing comes along and you have to do that as well. And then you've got to do something else. Oh, and you've got to clean the house and you've got to beat the groceries. You know, it just kind of layers and layers and layers on top of a few things become quite a lot of things, and it can be quite overwhelming and noisy in the brain. So I definitely wanted to capture that. I thought that worked quite well. But again, this isn't an idea that I had before I started working. This came to me when I started playing around with the text and realizing that the layering very much works as a metaphor. It just so happened that one of my texts that I was using was a page where some of the titles in the page were these words, conquer and endurance. And I thought immediately, oh, the word conquer works really well because here I am conquering my fear of the white page. But actually that felt like it didn't sit quite right for me. So I loved that endurance was right there, because actually this is more about endurance. It's more about resilience and showing up and staying the course and being like strong enough to keep going and keep expressing yourself even when it's hard, even when you don't know how to express what's going on or you think you've got nothing. So I really wanted to cross out the conquer and keep endurance in there because it's very much about endurance rather than conquering. But I liked that I kept conquer in there because it just shows that it's not about that, it is about this. Rather than if I'd removed it completely, that wouldn't have even come into mind when you look at the picture. And I put it in a flag because conquering and flags and all of those narratives came to mind. I liked these seeds because it added a little bit of extra colour. It sort of mirrors the colours that are going on in the text, and they're not even seedlings, they're just parts of a vine that I thought looked like seedlings to me, and I wanted to grow them from the ground and really emphasize that element of just draw anything, and from there seedlings grow into bigger creations. And I totally didn't capture that on film very well because I'm working with an A3 size page and it's much bigger than what I normally work on. And now the drawing is done. And I can't go back and show you the process because it's done already. It was fun to work bigger. It's a challenge because I usually work so small, and that is what usually feels more achievable for me because it feels quicker, it feels like you can fill a page easier if that's something you associate with success. Clearly I do. But I liked that this was a bit more of a challenge because it's daunting having a big page for me. The seedlings I wanted to show have little thought bubbles and growth coming from them, which really show that as long as I start drawing, the seedlings will grow, the thought bubbles will grow, and thinking evolves and things evolve from that. So therefore, this looming doom of text and thoughts and overwhelm has actually grown into a giant thought bubble. And actually, when you look at it, it could be quite positive now. I added in a lot of charcoal around the sides and tried to push out that charcoal to really show the dynamic feel of light being behind it. And that to me symbolizes opportunity and like nice things, like showing what's possible. I really wanted to pull out some of the text because with so many words looking at me, there were actually quite a few words that were quite cool and quite relevant, like get the chance, mystical structure, prophecies of doom, mental, trying, experience, most successful. So there we are. Thank you so much for watching, my friend. A little bit different today, but hopefully it's still inspiring and it gives you that chance to just start wherever you are exactly right now, even with the problem of what do I draw? Thank you as always for all of your likes and comments. They are so beautiful. I love them, and it's so awesome hearing about your projects. So many of you have like done 100 days of drawing or are into more of your 100 days. Like, I'm blown away by that, and I really hope you're getting a lot out of the journey, because so much of it is the process, the journey, the learnings along the way, and like achieving 100 days, when you get there you're kind of like, that was cool, but it's the journey is the gold. And if you're new, then please go and check out those videos. The post-it note video, like how to start an art practice using just a post-it note, or 100 days of drawing, how to actually draw for 100 days and show up for yourself, because I am not somebody who identifies as a consistent person, so that was a challenge, but it's doable and you can do it too. Please like and subscribe, because it really helps me to know that these videos are adding just a little bit of joy and quality to your life, and that really means the world to me. Charcoal everywhere. I've probably got it all over my face, and I'll find out later. Can you hear that noise? She's on the phone.